To start off the Vienna Gambit, you need to open with e4, e5 and knight to c3. Here most people will play knight to f6, which is not a bad move, but that's exactly what you wanted, because now we can sacrifice our pawn on f4. And now the star of the show, e5. Wait a moment. Do you see it? Your knight has nowhere to move or else it would be captured, except if it moves back to its starting square. Now under any circumstances do not play any other move other than knight to f3, because now they can't deliver this dangerous check with their queen. To make you comprehend how important this knight is, say you developed your bishop, they deliver this check. Now you don't want to move your king, unless you want to donate your hard-earned elo points. You block the check with your pawn. They take, you take back. And this doesn't look too bad, to be honest, right?
You fool, your rook is gone and your position is ruined.
Okay, I think you get it. Just play knight to f3 to avoid these shenanigans. Now the most common move in this position is d6 to attack this pawn. You give it away by playing d5. They take, and pay attention to the next move. Queen e2 pinning this pawn to the king. They develop their knight, and you recapture this pawn with your bishop. And I'm sure you can win from this position with all your pieces developed and a 64% win rate.
But what if they don't take this pawn in the first place and just develop their other knight?
Well, this is even worse for them. In fact, it just loses on the spot. Pay very close attention to play this correctly. As usual, we will take this pawn. They will take back this pawn with their knight. And now we push d4. They move their knight, we push again. And now would you look at that? Their knight has no square to move to except its starting square. And don't forget to block this dangerous queen check by playing knight to f3. And you have a plus 1.3 advantage from this position.
Okay, fine, but what if my opponent doesn't move this knight at all and just develops their other knight?
Don't worry, I'll show you how to play against this too. Now pay attention, as this is a bit different, because now you no longer can gambit this pawn. This move is still perfectly playable, but it's too risky for your GM brain to handle, and you also have to deal with this dangerous check. So instead I recommend you just develop your bishop to c4. They play something, you play d4, they develop their other piece. And now you're preparing f4 on the next turn, as it is no longer a gambit because it is protected by this bishop. If they take this pawn, you just take it with your bishop, and you have a massive lead in development. Always remember, kids, to take is a mistake. So instead your opponent just strengthens their center with d6. Now it's perfectly fine to just develop this knight and move with a rock-solid position. But I love the move f5 here, as most players below 2000 elo have no idea what to play against it. Because now if your opponent doesn't pay attention and simply castle their king, they have found themselves in a completely losing position. How come? Let me show you. You have their knight pinned and you add even more pressure by moving this knight. But that's not even the best part. If they attack this bishop with h6, you either retreat it like a child, or you sacrifice it like an alpha giga chad. This tactic is something known as a fishing pole. They take your bishop, you take back, and now they have to move their knight somewhere. In any case, you play queen h5, and your opponent has walked themselves into this inevitable checkmate, despite this rook not moving a single time in the entire game. To show you an example, I found a real game from Lichess database of two players around 1200 elo. They start with e4, e5, knight c3, the Vienna obviously, and black plays knight c6 trying to dodge that aggressive f4 push. Smart, right? Well, hold on. Bishop c4 attacking that beautiful weak f7 square, and black immediately panics with knight a5 moving the same piece twice, because apparently they think trading off our attacking bishop will save them. Spoiler, it won't. Now look, I know what you're thinking. They're eliminating a dangerous piece. That's logical, except you're wasting time while we're coordinating everything perfectly. This is what strong players call an inaccuracy, which is just polite chess language for you messed up buddy. Quick side note, if black played bishop c5 instead, there's this wild queen g4 line where you sacrifice f2 and their position literally implodes. I'll cover it in the next Vienna video, which you definitely shouldn't watch, because you're still out here playing the London system. But whatever. So we played bishop takes f7, and yeah, we just threw our bishop at their king because that's what we do in the Vienna. You sacrifice material to crack open their position, and either you're about to look brilliant or resign in 10 moves. No in between. Black plays king e6, stepping their king forward into the middle of the board during the opening. You know that thing literally every chess book tells you never to do, but sure, let's experiment. Do you remember what we talked about earlier? When their king is exposed in the center, you don't worry about pawns, you attack everything. Queen f5 check, and black's king is already taking a little field trip. If king e7 then queen takes c5 is completely winning, so black goes king d6, and at this point their king has visited more squares than you've studied tactics this week. Here's the key move, d4, and I know you're probably thinking, but that's giving away a pawn. Yeah, congratulations, you can count. But when their king is wandering around like a lost tourist, you sacrifice pawns to blow open the position. This isn't complicated. Black doesn't take. They retreat the knight, trying to hold everything together with hope and prayers. Honestly, kind of sad. Pawn takes e5, king c5, and their king is now just speed running across the board. If knight takes instead, well, that's also losing because bishop f4 and that knight is hanging there, like you're raiding after you tried the Stafford gambit. Bishop e3 check, king b4, and now a3 check, because apparently we're chasing this king all the way to the corner. King moves e6, check, the d5 pawn blocks, takes on d5, and black tries knight e7, which actually isn't terrible. It stops our pawn push, but dude, it's way too late. Here's where it gets beautiful. d4 check, king a6, forced queen d3 check. And it doesn't matter what black plays, queen b5 is checkmate. The only move is b5, and boom, the queen delivers the final blow. Their king went from e8 to e6 to d6 to c5 to b4 to a6, and got checkmated. That's not a chess game, that's a comedy tour.
What the hell is going on? How did we get here?
We got destroyed, my king. I failed to protect you.
It's not your fault, my loyal knight. I just wanted to take a stupid walk.
Dude, look at where you are. All your pieces are still stuck on the back rank. There are two things you did wrong in this game. One, you made every move by your intuition and not with your brain. If you've watched this video carefully, this wouldn't have happened to you.
Dude, I literally volunteered to be in this video. It's not my fault.
Your second mistake was being black. No. I meant to say you had the black pieces and didn't study how to play against the Vienna Gambit from one of my videos, which I am going to upload in the future.
Is this man even serious right now? How can I watch one of your future videos?
I don't know. Invent a time machine. That's not my problem. Anyway, follow GM Chess if you want to. Stay tuned for the next video. The top comment will be what I will teach next.